So today you guys are on a treat. I decided to do something that I want to do for quite some time. However, I was using my Jet for way too long, my Jet 2. Basically what I'm gonna do today with my old school setup, which is the Pro board, the propeller, and I'm using my old wings because I like this wing a lot, the 800 Flyer, and with actually the race wing on the back. Anyhow, and the propeller. So what I want to do today is race start. Now, race start or quick start. The reason why I say race start, because a long time ago I saw several videos of the pros getting on the foil, on the ultra, in about 3 seconds. And for some reason, the pros, the racers, they don't tell. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I get it. Maybe they try to keep the secret as an advantage for themselves, which fine, I understand. But I always want to learn how to quick start. And as I said, these people, these guys, were start from zero to the foil in about 3-4 seconds. And I saw, I couldn't believe. So I started doing that on my own, trying to figure out how to do it. And I got to the point now that's taking about 5 or 6 seconds. I don't know, I have to count, I don't know. But I'm getting good at it. But as I said, I've been using the Jet 2. So I spent this whole summer riding Jet 2 and not practicing that start. So this can be a quick start, a race start. A race start will be much faster. But quick start is just so you don't go to the old school level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, find the bloods planing, then you get in your knees and so forth. So I'm gonna demonstrate that first, then I'm gonna show you what I've been doing. And as I said, I've only been doing it for I think 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm still getting good at it. I'm gonna show how to do it first, then I'm gonna talk over. So please be patient. And just to let you guys know, I don't work for Fliteboard. I'm a Fliteboard enthusiast, a Efoil enthusiast, just like you. And all the things that I learn, all the mistakes that I make, I try to learn myself and pass on to you. So it would be great if you guys just try to subscribe, follow, or share the video. So with that said, let's get in the water and show how we do this. All right, guys. I got my mod over here, Andrew, to record as I go because I think it's gonna be close to the board. Just to let you know, I'm not gonna talk throughout when I do this because it takes a little concentration, and I can explain that to you guys later. What I'm gonna do first is just make 4 passes, 2 this way and 2 the other way, so you can kind of see the mechanics of it. And then I'll explain with details later out on the shore, on the dry, so you can understand how it looks like. Once again, I'm not a pro racer, so I'm still learning this myself. It's been 2-3 weeks, so I'm not perfect yet, so I might make some mistakes. That's why I don't want to talk that much anymore. All right, so you're good right there, right?
Yep.
All right. I won't say anything. I'm gonna show you. Oh. See, me talking messed the whole thing up already. I gotta shut my mouth. All right, 1 down, that wasn't perfect. Let's see what happens the second one now. I gotta keep on shutting my mouth. Oh, that was a bad one for sure. But I think that was bad one. And all right, whatever, it is what it is. I'm gonna try 2 more times this way, and then I'll talk to you guys again. Okay, 3rd attempt. So this one felt a little bit better. I kind of fixing myself, kind of figuring out what I'm doing wrong. 1 more, see what happens now on this one. So that was pretty good. That was the 4th one. So I just realized 2 little mistakes that I'm making, so I'm gonna go one more time and can actually see you learning with me right now as I learn myself. One thing, I was losing about a second or so looking back to my foot. I'm gonna get into that later. I'm not gonna look to my foot anymore. That's one. And two, I was doing a 9. I'm gonna go up to 10 right now. Just one time, just to see what happens. And just so you know, I'm actually using the Explorer battery, not using the Nano 90 Sport. I'm using the Explorer battery. And I'm sure if I have the Nano especially, I'll be shaving probably 1 second or so. I still don't know until I watch the video how long it's taking me go from stop to foil. I have no idea. But then once I review the video with you guys, and I'll talk over. But anyhow, just learned that I'm gonna stop looking at my foot and also give a pump. I realized that I have to give a pump on the way up. All right, here goes nothing. Oh yeah! 10 is a big kick. Hang in there, let me try that again because I'm probably gonna have to put more power into my jump. All right, have to be more aggressive then. Here we go again. If I don't go right, that's it. I'm gonna keep the last one as my best one. Yeah! I'm not good for the 10 yet. Let's make one more at 9. It feels the board just pitched way too high, too fast for me, to my brain to get better yet. But I think I still do a better one at 9. And that's good for you guys to see it. You see the timing was wrong. Meaning, I made the board, the nose of the board, get beneath of the water. And when that happens, the board loses the connection of the controller. That's why that timing is so important. You cannot merge the nose of the board before you take off, otherwise you lose contact. That's exactly what happened. So that was good for you guys to see. Last one. If nothing happens, I don't give a damn, I'm done. All right. Could have been better, but that's okay. All right, guys, the fourth one was definitely the better one. Sorry for holding you guys for this long. So now I'm just gonna get out of the water and go step by step and use that fourth footage as and go step by step as what to do. Thank you for hanging out until so far. Thank you guys for staying till the end. I'm sorry for making such a long video, but I hope that was helpful for you, especially on the fifth try when I made several mistakes and pushing the gear from 9 to 10. It is a big difference. So as I said, I'm not professional. As I said before, the race guys do much better than I do, but it was hard for me to figure it out without anybody telling me what to do. But I think I'm on the right track. And one thing, when I put those numbers out there of the timing, to be very precise, it's when the board comes from a completely stop. You can hear the engine, the motor going from that point until the board gets off the water. The board stops touching the water. Not always on foil. That means when the board releases the from the water. So that my record over there of a 4.5 can be considered to be a 5 seconds, 5.5, whatever. I don't care. What I'm trying to say is the progression that you're gonna have. Don't worry about being on the foil on the top. That's not the point. Think about the board being released off the water. That's mean when you're on your foil. Anyhow, so let me tell you in my brains what I found out and the 3 major steps you have to do. So first, we're gonna use this. There's a stabilizer cover as is the board to see in a different angle over here. So first, the position that I like to be on the board. First of all, remember that I was using a Pro board with a Explorer battery, and I had a very small racing stab on the back, which is only 200 millimeters. So there's the 200, the 245, and the 290, and also the 300. I'm sure the more surface you have in the back, if you have the 300 in the back, that'll help a little more. So I have the smallest stab. So if you have the average stab, which is the 290 or the 245, most likely you're gonna gain some advantage on that. Anyhow, I had the Explorer battery on the Pro board and a 200 stabilizer. Regardless of what you have, my position on the board, the most important thing to do, and once again, I'm about 190 pounds. My thighs, the first thing I do is to put my thighs right on the top of the handles. That's my sweet spot, at least for me. You're gonna have to figure that out. But the most important things, there are three things over here that we're gonna walk through so you can understand. First important thing is the angle that you're gonna start with. So you wanna have the board at 45 degree and keep that balance 45 degree. As you know, you don't wanna have the board, you got the tip of the board gotta be out. So, and when I first started, I started gear 6, then I progressed to gear 7, then 8, and then finally 9. And I tried to do 9 to 10 right live in front of you guys. It didn't work out for me, but that's gonna be my next step to work on 10. So I would suggest you to start at 5, 6 would be a good start point. So the first thing that happens to do is to get the gear, whatever you wanna be, let's say 6 for instance, or 9. Once you set up trigger, minus, and go, there is a minor delay over there, and that's the most important timing that you have to have, because once you press the trigger, it doesn't go. It takes about half a second to a second for the motor to come in. That's when you make your move. So you have to make the perfect timing to jump off the board and hold both hands on the board and pull yourself up. All of that has to be in perfect in sync when the motor starts. That will take a little time for you to figure that out. And even afterwards, like you saw me, you're gonna make some mistakes. But anyhow, once you get that up, so the first thing is to have the legs wide open on the handlebar, on the handles. Left hand or right hand, depending where you are, holding the nose with the elbows close to the board. And once you're ready to go and you give gas, at that point, once I press that, I'm already reaching for the tip of the nose. I'm giving a stroke with my legs as if I'm doing I don't know if you know how to do a breaststroke swimming, or actually your leg strokes like almost like a frog. I do that as I pull myself up all at once. So as the board now is leaning to falling towards the water, I'm giving a strike with my leg, a stroke with my leg like a frog. At the same time, I'm pulling myself up and bringing my knees, both of my knees, to my chest. That's the first and all at once movement that you gotta do. At least for me, that's what I do. So once you press the trigger, you give it a stroke to grab the board and pull your knees as close as you possibly can to your chest. As you do that, the second point is, which I fixed over there, you have to know exactly where the right foot is. Once you're riding for fun, make sure where your right foot, your back foot is. In my case, is the right one. Where your back foot is. Make sure to have a memory note wherever it was, because that's what you want to have the sweet spot. And as you saw, I'll keep on looking back on the beginning of the 2 or 3, and I realized I had to stop doing that because I already knew what it was. I was used to that. So get used to that foot positioning is. So the second step is, so jump, grab, trigger, pull, jump with the knees all at once. Second step, place the leg where it's supposed to be, the back leg where it's supposed to be. In your case, left or right, I don't care. At first, if you want to look at it, that's fine. So get used to that moment, to that memory, muscle memory to where exactly it is. And from that point on, you already slide the front foot right away and you stand. And once you stand, the third and final step is to pump up. As you pump up, you kick another 2 gears on the foil. Okay, so we're gonna start from the beginning again so you can understand. Trigger, once you press the trigger, you're gonna fall forward, pull yourself up with the knees together all at once. That's the first move. Second move is to get your foot placement, the rear foot placement, at the right spot as you slide the front foot on the tip of your toe. If you look at the video, I'm on the tip of my toe on my front foot because the board is still on this angle. As you stand up, the final thing to do now is trigger, press 2 gears up, give 1 pump. You're gonna see me pumping once, and that you do 2 triggers at once. That's when the board is really picking up speed and get on foil. Whew! I hope that helps. I know it's complicated, but bottom line is practice, practice, practice. There are points in time that I want to give up, but now I'm actually very surprised that I'm doing it at that amount of time. And I will make another video because I got some really cool news for you. I bought a brand new drone, a waterproof drone with Hover Air. I had several drones before, but none of them were waterproof. But Hover Air came out with a new drone that's waterproof. So futurely, and it's gonna come in December, I'm gonna make some new videos, cool videos for next year. And gonna go over with this race start again, and hopefully by then I'll be at a 3 seconds mark. I hope this was helpful. Also, keep eyes open for my next video. I'm gonna be making a video about the jet propulsion and the propeller. Which one is better? Which one should buy? The jet propulsion, the Jet 2 propulsion, or the propeller, the regular propeller. And it'll be a cool video because I got a lot of questions right there. People asking me which one is better, which one they should buy. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Please consider subscribing, and your questions really help. So consider subscribing, send me some questions, and share the video so I can keep on doing these things for you guys. Be good to each other, and I hope to see you next time. See ya!